I hope this is the most epic John Deere 7520 tractor video uploaded to YouTube today. And I know I am definitely guilty of teasing this tractor video in previous episodes of Rice Farming TV. This is not a John Deere 7520 tractor video. So which tractor could get the work done? The John Deere 7520? Nope, that's still parked. And who was made to move dirt? The old John Deere 7520? No, that's still parked. And now many of you have been asking for it. Big Tractor Power commented, I'm rooting for a 7520 video sometime. Or how about my man Brent? What about that 7520 John Deere? A video on that would be nice. And my new buddy BH chants 7520, 7520, 7520 with stars in his eyes. Yes, this is going to be epic. Nah, no way could this episode be poopy. In this tractor video, we're going to obviously fire up the old John Deere 7520. We're also going to apply fertilizer across our rice fields, as well as take a look at how other farmers fertilize for rice. Hey, we may even start flooding the fields with irrigation water prior to seeding. You smell that? Yep, our organic neighbors start stinking up the place by dropping the biggest load of poo since Jurassic Park.
That is one big pile of shit.
Yeah, that's a lot of chicken poo. This episode might be a little poopy indeed. More tractor work ahead. Welcome to week 3 of preparing the rice fields to plant our new 2019 rice crop here in California. But before we continue, let's just quickly review the past 2 weeks of tractor videos and planting preparations. With the fields dry, we chisel plow once, and then again, twice. We break down the plowed dirt clods with a tillage disc once, and then again twice. We level out our rice fields with land planes, ensuring that we can manage our irrigation water proficiently. Shovel work, D7 Caterpillar bulldozer, Massey Ferguson front loader, Case IH 7520 with a ridger. Man, how many tractors can you fit in a single tractor video? Yeah, the tractor work on the rice farm is crawling along. What am I saying? We are making great progress. Things are moving along smooth and fast. Now that our rice fields have been tilled with chisels and discs and leveled out with land planes, it's time to add fertilizer. We custom hire the job out to the Job Squad, Team Green, which is nice because our tractor power increases by 2. Our John Deere 8420 is set up to apply the first pass of fertilizer, a nitrogen injection 3 inches deep into the dry soil, while their John Deere 8335R pulls behind a liquid roller set to apply the second final pass of fertilizer, a nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium blend that will rest on the surface of the soil. Adding fertilizer to our rice fields is exciting not just because it's the last bit of tractor work required before seeding, but because it's a perfect example of how precision agriculture is implemented on the rice farm. The overall concept here is that the nitrogen injection 3 inches deep will be reserved for the rice plant's roots. On this field, we're applying 90 gallons of aqua ammonia or 135 units of nitrogen per acre. The John Deere 8420 and aqua bar is synced to a Trimble FM 1000, and with GPS, a regulated flow and pressurized drip system, a uniform application rate and depth is ensured. Technology in motion. Because the rice fields are nice and dry, the fertilizer bonds to the soil, leaving little to volatilize, especially since the application is buried. It's there waiting for the rice plant's roots. Proficiency in action. We're getting the exact amount of fertilizer that we need in the exact area of the field that we need it. And more impressive yet, the speed at which all this precision is achieved. The aqua bar is 36 feet wide, and the operator is driving between 9 to 12 miles per hour. The Job Squad moves fast, meaning I better shovel a bit faster because we're almost ready for water, my friends. Speaking about water, let's not forget about the old John Deere 7520. We need to start it up with the intention of hooking it up to the gear head of a deep well pump with a drive line. We had plenty of rain and snow this winter, and we will receive our surface water allocation. So it's unlikely we'll need to use the tractor and deep well to pump groundwater. But in case of emergencies, we like to have the 7520 hooked up and ready to run the well, just in case. In order to get this old tractor started, we need to add engine oil. We need to prime the fuel system. We need to use a screwdriver to short across the solenoids in order to complete the circuit and start the tractor. But the John Deere 7520 doesn't start. No, the John Deere 7520 doesn't start. Cliffhanger. Back to fertilizing our rice fields. Now on to the second pass of fertilizer. The John Deere 8335R pulls behind a roller drum. The liquid starter fertilizer blend drips behind the roller onto the surface of the soil. The grooves on the roller create little mini ridges in the rice field, a perfect seed bed for the rice. Nozzles behind the roller drip an 8-10-8 nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium blend. On this field, we're applying 32 pounds of fertilizer blend to an acre. This is to feed the seed as soon as it's planted, to aid vigorous growth in the early stages of the rice plant's life cycle. Science in practice. And now with the starter fertilizer rolled on, it's really time to think about water. I'm shoveling at record speed. #CropFit. And now Pobs has the ditcher hooked up to the trusty old Case IH 7240. And with it, he's putting in drains, or tow ditches, connecting each of our water boxes. This, coupled with dugout clean water boxes, aids in a quick flood. We want that quick flood in order to lock in the fertilizer, but also, once the water hits the top of the field, weeds and insects get a head start on the unplanted rice. Water signals the race and competition between pests and our rice plant's health. Hey, is the old John Deere 7520 started yet? Nope, we need a jump. 2 farm trucks and 2 sets of jumper cables should do the trick. It starts. Woo! Ow! Sorry. Listen to the green beast purr. It's a quick drive over to the deep well pump. Pops backs the tractor up into position. We block the tires and bolt on the drive line. It's all hooked up and ready to run. Now what should we do? Nothing. That's it. We wait for a potential emergency in which we would need to pump groundwater. Otherwise, the John Deere 7520 is done for the season. I don't want to call this tractor video anticlimactic, because there's still a huge pile of poo over at our neighbor's place. And now that you know how we get fertilizer on our rice fields, let's take a look at an organic rice farmer's approach. The wheel loader manicures a pile of chicken poo, chicken litter or chicken compost, however you want to call it. It's poo, okay? Spreader trucks do as the name implies. They spray the poo across the field. They spread the poo across the field. It's that easy. Here's the contraption doing the spraying on the back end of the spreader truck. I quizzed a couple organic farmers from around the area, and it seems as if around 3 to 4 tons per acre of chicken poo is used as fertilizer across their rice fields. Hey, but what about Uncle Jimmy and the boys? How do they apply their fertilizer? Well, their John Deere 8270R is hooked up to a dry roller. They've already injected their 100% nitrogen application into the soil. I wasn't around to film that. And now they're onto their starter blend. It's cool getting a close-up of the fertilizer. Nitrogen is white, phosphorus is green, and potassium is red. And they even have a little bit of zinc. That's the little black ones. And it's really cool to watch them work. And they'll be ready for water soon too. Man, I've been talking a lot about water. Hey, we have our fertilizer on. Our water boxes are cleared out. Our drains are in. Let's start the ditch pumps and start flooding these rice fields, why don't we? We're going for a quick 2-inch flood across the field. For a 150-acre field like this one, it should take about 5 days. That means in about 5 days, we should be able to call up the local ag pilots and fly on our rice seed. Finally, after all this work. Actually, I can hear a crop duster flying right now. You hear that? was my boy Sean, flying high, staying dry. But man, birds are chirping today. You guys hear that? Birds are chirping. You know what that means. It's gonna be a great crop year. Yes! Well, there you have it, folks. And hey, look it, the sun finally decided to come out. Cloudy day all day, little windy too. Hope that didn't bother you. The John Deere 7520 is in position. The fields have been fertilized. You actually saw 3 different methods of applying fertilizer to rice fields in this tractor video. Pretty cool, I think. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you check out next week when we start to fly on our rice seed and make these rice fields official. Thank you for watching. Thumbs up, and take care.